Well, here we go. Those two look pretty relaxed ahead of this one. They are pretty relaxed characters. Don't think anything has ever fazed Kristi Caulfield. It will be Shaun Storry breaking off and a chance to see that cut break that worked so well all weekend long. And as a brilliant breaker yourself, Liam, and don't worry, I won't tarnish your name with the phrase cut break, but talk us through the mechanics of this one, because he hits them so beautifully.
Yeah, and as you see, he gets the ball into the middle, he gets them moving, and look at the split. Straight from the off, look at the reds.
A good opening chance. That ball into the middle is a real feature. Noticed that a lot. It would have been something I know you'd have caught in your quarterfinal against Shaun yesterday. It was a real feature of his break.
Yeah, and obviously with Shaun's break, the way he gets the 8-ball moving, as you see, it's landed at the top end of the table. He's the golden break is in play tonight, as well as the golden duck, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him getting 1 or 2 tonight.
So they've taken their extension, and they're just figuring out their route. As you heard in the interview, Scott Gillespie is team captain tonight. He makes the final decision, and I actually think it's quite an interesting. I mean, Scott joked that he said, "Yeah, he's only given me that, so I take the blame if we mess it up." But in all seriousness, I think it points a lot to Shaun's got an awful lot of self-belief and confidence, but he's also got a degree of humility there as well, hasn't he? To sort of just go, no, I'm the B side in this partnership. You take the reins.
Yeah, and the thing with Scott is, I think he's previously been. He may currently be the Scotland captain as well, and he's got that experience on the big stage. He knows how to manage situations, and he's made the call. And he is one of them guys who you look up to as a leader.
Yeah, he is a super international player. Is Scott Gillespie.
The key shot to this frame is the getting on that red just above the 2 yellows. Now, he could play for come down onto the side rail and take the red into the bottom left.
They've opted for it, possibly. They're looking to play it next into the bottom left. Looks like it's available.
Yeah, and Shaun's just having a look there. The red does pass into the bottom right corner, and it's an easier connector ball to the red on the right hand rail.
Yeah, he's come around to look at that. It does thread the needle here. It is. They've both had a little look-see at it. You better go now, basically, but it looks like it's available. Not a load of pocket.
Yeah, it does go. And Scott just wants to land straight on the red down the rail. Doesn't really, and then hopefully land in between the gap of the 2 yellows for the 8-ball into the corner.
Yeah, flies in. That's a pretty good leave as well. Shaun just evaluating his margin. In an ideal world, you're just looking to replace the red with the cue ball here, basically.
They are, but he's looking at where he needs to be. But with it being such a reactive cloth, this is where your adrenaline can get the better of you. But he is used to the table, having played on it yesterday.
Yeah, he's been really precise there. Picked his angle with the pocket as well. You can see he potted it on the thin side, just to give himself a little bit more angle to bounce off the rail and make this a pretty simple opening 8-ball, which Scott Gillespie duly punches home. A ripple in the crowd watching as Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie rather are off and running. A reminder of our format. It stays pretty much the same. We just do basically two matches is how it works in comparison to our group stages. So we still see the opening frame being Scotch doubles. Frames 2 and 3 of the set will be singles. 4th frame Scotch doubles. 5 and 6 the vice versa singles. And then we'll see one, if required, deciding frame, 7th Scotch doubles. Well, I thought that was a golden break all day long. You talk about cut breaks and you think it's so impressive what Shaun Storry's able to do, and then you watch Kristi Caulfield just hit the jackhammer and you think, oh, I wish everyone broke like that.
Yeah,
That is a nuts break.
I saw him doing the press ups outside, just getting himself psyched up. And he's straight down, he's attacked his bad ball, and what a great shot that is. So it's not an easy route. He's got to play a very nice cannon. He wants to hit in between the yellow and the red here. So he's just lining up. He wants to clip that red and be on the yellow to the top left. Just got to make sure he doesn't get into it too much and hit the 8 ball. Key shot. And this is a tough out now. He could elect to pull back, but knowing Kristi, I think he'll go all out for the pot.
What would possibly give you that idea? He does go all out, but nothing doing. He's had a little bit of form though, because if he's blocked that red off, he's just given Shaun a little bit of work to do. I'm not sure he has though. I think there's probably just enough room.
Yeah, it's the way Shaun's looking. He's not straight down for it, so. And I think the red furthest to up the top end of the table only goes into the bottom right as well, so he's elected to pull back, but he's given another chance to Kristi.
Yeah, he's dangled a carrot here.
He has, but where the cue ball's going to be tracking, I don't think there's any natural position on the yellows. That's the problem.
Red maybe goes, but it looks like that yellow's ever so slightly in front of it. It's tight.
Could he play the yellow off the red into the bottom right corner?
I think Kristi's played his own tactical shot there. Those are like blue moons. You don't see those very often. He's just about... Oh, you'd probably put him in the top 5 of most aggressive players on the circuit.
Yeah, and he's played a clever shot, but Shaun is still in control. He's just got to look out for where the best place to hide the cue ball is. Oh, cue ball.
Oh, I can't believe that stayed up.
You see how far over the pocket the cue ball is.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if when Kristi puts his hand on the table here, it falls in. That's how close it is into the pocket.
You see Kristi's just having a look at that shot that I talked about previously, playing the yellow off the red into the corner. It's a tough shot, especially from where the cue ball is, but it's gettable.
Oh, hold on to your hats here if he makes this. Wasn't a million miles away from actually doing it. Just need another couple of mil the other way, and that's the margins we're talking. And that would have been tracking towards the corner pocket. But everything wide open now on reds. I think Shaun just has to pot a decent one, and he's in.
Yeah, these are just what the doctor ordered for Shaun, and whilst he won't be time wasting, he will take his time. And it's such, in the short format, race to 4, 20-minute match, you have to make sure of every opportunity you get, and if you can use up a little bit of time on this finish to just, 1, make sure, but 2, eat into that clock, and it puts them in big favourites to go on to win this set. He's not completely perfect, so he may elect to reroute, which he is. He's taking the red into the bottom left and coming up the right hand side of the table. that's a good shot.
He was absolutely electric in his semi-final against Declan Brennan yesterday. In every single sense, the less said about his quarter-final against the man sat next to me, the better. But the performance in the semi was as good a performance as we've seen this year, really, from any player. It was faultless. It was 7-0 up on Declan Brennan. I mean, who does that?
Cole Bedford's done it before, I believe. But
He'll be delighted you're giving him that shout out, especially as Declan beat him 8-0 this weekend. But Shaun's going to get over the line here. It's taken a few minutes extra off the clock as well, which is never a bad thing. This 8-ball for a 2-0 lead. Never in doubt.
yeah, it's a good solid start from Scott and Shaun. Didn't have to do too much work in that frame, but played the right shots. Shaun got a little bit fortunate that the cue ball didn't go in off though, and that's where Phil and Kristi have just sort of got to let that one go and kick on again. And this is the thing that I like about the format tonight, is you could completely be ruled out of one set, win your next one, and you're straight back in it. Whereas on previous nights, if you tend to lose that first one of the night, you're not really going to go through.
Yeah, it's a long way back, isn't it? I think the one thing you'd say about both of these pairs, they probably don't fear a 6-red shootout. Despite what Scott said in his interview, he's actually got a phenomenal record in them after a rather chastening opening 6-red shootout against Carl Morris, which I think he's worked very hard to forget from back in 2021. He's actually got a couple of sub-20 times. He's very, very decent at them. Phil and Kristi, of course, are two of the quickest players on the tour. Shaun has got an excellent record at 6-red shootouts.
This is a good opportunity for Phil to come to the table. But it's easier to come to the table if it was 0-0 or in the front. But when you're 2-0 down and it's your first shot of the night, it's a different situation. I like the route that Phil's looking at here. He's just going to play this to the top right and leave an angle for the one into the left middle to stun over. Just gone in. But he's got the perfect angle to stun over to the right hand side rail. You see, he's just checking that, making sure that if he was to overrun it slightly, would he still have options? He's found a nice line.
Yeah, and from this position, you'd back Phil to get out from here a lot of times.
Yeah,
Be very surprised if he didn't.
And he's landed perfect on this yellow with a bit of an angle to just run through and come away from that rail. And just land in the centre of the table here. Perfect.
Yeah, excellent finish from the power. As you mentioned, Liam, he was under a little bit of pressure coming to the table. 2-0 down. But that partnership now is officially on the board.
Yeah,
Kristi might feel a little bit better after losing the last frame.
Yeah, a little high five there to Phil from Kristi, and that'll settle the pairing down.
So nice to have a little ripple in the crowd as well. So not a vast amount of people in tonight, but there is a bona fide active spectator crowd gathered, and it does feel like a finals night.
Yeah. We get to see Phil's break now. He has got a good weapon. And he's crunched him. And it's looking at this layout, it's game on.
Yeah, Scotch frame as well. So Kristi and Phil have alternate shots. He does have, I mentioned this when we had him on the TV table this weekend, Phil Parkin. He has got quietly an unbelievable break. He times the ball really, really well, and that helps him just connect so much power.
Yeah, and the thing that helps this pairing as well, they're both quick players, so they're not going to be phased by the shot clock. And you see Kristi there, they're looking to take out the yellow to the bottom right early. They've got a connector on the left-hand side of the table, and then they'll trace back up the table and then come back down later in the finish. And I fully expect them to get this.
You mentioned that 15-second shot clock. Here it is, that noise you just heard there heralds the beginning of it. So from this next shot, 15 seconds every time.
15-second shot clock.
Announced by our referee out there in the arena this evening, the one and only Orich Tesgel.
Orich is one of the most experienced refs that we've got now, and he's no stranger to the Monday nights.
Yeah, not his first Pairs Cup final.
And this one is the key shot. He wants to draw the cue ball back, just where he's put his cue, but you've got to make sure you don't overscrew.
Oh, that's pretty perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, the key here is not to have the cue ball on the rail. He wants to just bounce it off and leave a slight angle.
Shot, says Kristi Caulfield. He's happy. Pretty bulletproof couple of visits to the table from Kristi Caulfield and Phil Parkin from 2-0 down. Game on. 2-2 with 3.5 minutes to play in the first set of the Pairs Cup semi-final. And where's your money now?
Wow. What a start, both pairings. I mean, we've only had one slight mistake, and that was just through running out of position for Kristi. But
yeah, just a slightly loose cannon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, the standard's been right up there, and it's never easy to put out a great standard in the Pairs Cup. We've heard it a lot from players through the weeks. It's a difficult format in which to find your best pool. You're allowed no chance to get into rhythm. You're coming cold quite often. The match situation changes a lot whilst you're sat in your chair. Doesn't exactly aid quality pool, but the best players adapt.
yeah, but I think what does help pairings is having that crowd in there. They feed off the crowd, and I think that's what both pairings are doing tonight and upping their game for the occasion.
Oh, that's unlucky. Scott Gillespie absolutely flushed that break. He absolutely flushed it.
And look at the reds. Well, either colour set.
I mean, to going off like he did is very, very unlucky. You can see the respective reactions. Kristi Caulfield up like a jack in the box. And interesting as well, we'll sort of note this through the night, but Phil Parkin, at least in the first instance, just up with Kristi to survey the table. Very much a team operation, this.
Yeah, and this shot coming up here with the yellow down the rail, this is the key shot. This is essentially the 8-ball.
Yeah, even this far out. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, that's a surprise and a massive moment.
Yeah, and you look at Phil, he knows. But I think ultimately that's what's cost him. I think even Kristi knew that essentially that was the 8-ball.
And it's so rare on those kind of shots on these tables to miss them thick, the sort of jaw side rather than the cushion side. The shots down the rails do play a touch generous. Never expected Kristi to miss that, no. Especially on that side.
Yeah, and as we look at the overhead, I know we're looking at the replay of that shot, but he's missed it. But does the red pass into the left centre? Yeah, goes easy.
Just looking at that replay, I think the reason for missing it on that side, he's just trying to be really cute with the cue ball, isn't he? Just keep it as tight as possible, and he's just kind of overdone it. Could afford to move that cue ball a couple of inches if it meant the ball went in the heart of the pocket.
Yeah, and it is a simple miss that he's done, but we've all been there. But there was an argument at the start for reds, and especially with that red going into the left centre. So
Well, they look pretty good now.
Yeah, it's just, but there is going to be time for a reply.
Scott Gillespie's going to use all of his shot clock here to eke out every second on the match clock. In goes the 8 ball. It's a lead for Scott Gillespie and Shaun Storry. 66 seconds to go. There is enough time for Phil Parkin, of all people, to clear up the table in 66 seconds. This first set is not over yet. Kristi Caulfield is, I would suggest, beating himself up a bit, because there's been 2 mistakes in this match and he's made both of them.
Yeah, it's tough, but as we touched on, Phil has got a big break. He did clear up on his first visit last time. He knows he's playing well. So if he gets a ball, he becomes favourite to get out.
Even at 66 seconds, it doesn't feel like a long time, but the way Phil hits them and the way he plays,
Needs a ball.
he just desperately needs a ball. Dry is dead in the water because Shaun Storry is a few clean pots away from sealing it.
Yeah, and if there's one player on the circuit who's very good at clock management, it's Shaun Storry.
That reaction really does say it all, doesn't it, from Phil? Tough spot to be in.
He's just got to pot one ball, essentially.
Yeah, called his extension first thing. He's already used 30 seconds on this shot, which is the right thing. Essentially, a couple of clean, well, one more clean pot away. But even then, he'd leave 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And this first set is all but in the books for Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie. An excellent start for the night favourites. Lovely pot, and the set is over. Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie off to a flyer in the Pairs Cup semi-final. When we come back, they lead by 1-0. Welcome back, everybody. Kristi Caulfield ready to rumble in set 2 of the Ultimate Pool Pairs Cup semi-final. Ian Phil Parkin taking on Scott Gillespie and Shaun Storry, who are 1-0 in front after a very good opening set from the pair of them. Kristi Caulfield, the man under the microscope, really, the only one of the 4 who had any false notes in that opening set, and he's given everything to his break once again, but this time he lost the cue ball, and it will be first poke for Shaun and Scott.
When it rains, it pours, and you see Phil's face, he knows. And I think Kristi's hit that break with a bit too much emotion and not sort of concentrated too much on the technique of the break. And the yellows here look, well, where's the work?
It can be a tough place to be in, especially in team pool, which this is in a smaller sense, team to 2, but there's plenty of people viewing who will have played in local leagues and all the rest of it. The pressure of one frame pool, it is a little bit extra. You're not just doing it for yourself. And right there on that break from Kristi Caulfield, it looked every inch that he was just trying too hard to make up for his mistakes from set 1.
Yeah, and obviously that's the hard thing, especially when you are good friends off the table as well. They've both brought like family and friends with them, and you're probably also looking at like, oh, am I letting them down as well? And you sort of you have to try and just reset, and it's easier said than done by any means, but that's what he's got to try and tell himself: just reset and keep focused.
Love being able to hear the pairs talk it out.
Yeah, and so they've picked out a very nice pattern, as you're going to see here. They're not going to be doing too much work with the cue ball. It's just going to be essentially a little roll in, leave himself straight on the yellow to the corner, and then it's 2 stun shots.
Yeah, and that last yellow that Scott Gillespie played, that for me is like an archetypal Scott Gillespie shot. There's like sort of 4 or 5 feet stun shots. He's so good at them. He's got such a rock solid cue action.
Yeah, there's never any movement in his cue action and in his body or anything like that. And he is a big shot maker. He backs himself and he shows a lot of bottle all the time. He feeds off the big occasion.
Yeah, one of those players who has quite different patterns to what you might consider orthodox. Lovely shot from Shaun.
Yeah, he's controlled the cue ball really well there and left a simple 8-ball for Scott.
Very, very good start. See Scott's partner Mel there in their corner. As we heard from Scott's interview, it's been a busy couple of days for them with a house move tied into everything else that they've been doing here, coming down for the Pairs Cup finals night. I think Scott will just be over the moon to not have to think about that for a few hours.
Yeah, you'll be... well, I'm sure his partner will be thinking if they can win tonight, how expensive do they go on the decorating?
Don't doubt that will be part of the conversation on the drive back if that were the case.
As we see Shaun's customary cut break, what's the 8-ball?
Wow. I'm just holding you back here, Liam, because you've just watched a Shaun Storry dry break for the first time in a little while.
Yeah.
Didn't do any of those against you, did he?
Thanks for that, mate. Well, that's the last time I'm filling in.
But Kristi Caulfield needed this.
He did, but...
And he really needs a finish.
Yeah, but with the way the 3 yellows are, it is tricky, and I think... Oh, he's played a great shot there.
Yeah, yellow off yellow. That was very, very good.
And to play that as your opening shot as well with the pressure on it if you miss it. And he's now just got to pick a nice route, and the key, as we see, he's taking the one into the corner. Potentially could have been his last ball. So take the one into the bottom right and track down to the bottom to the rail for me. This is the trouble. Needs a kiss.
Oh, has he got one? This is that opening shot. Very, very nicely done. It opened yellows up, but you still had to be really precise. He's not quite got that cue ball exactly under control yet.
No, and he's not with the way his night's going. He's got a decision to make. Does he play the yellow into the top left? But he's got to also control the cue ball.
Very good pop.
It is, but a little bit too much angle for me. And this is a tough shot. Do you play the yellow off the yellow?
No, bumps the red instead. That yellow directly below the cue ball is just getting a bigger and bigger problem.
Yeah, I think if I was Phil there, I might have just given him a little nudge and look at that alternative shot.
What's he got for us here? Oh, that's clever. Oh, what a shot that is. I think he's on that. That's a brilliant little bit of vision from Kristi Caulfield.
Yeah, and this could turn the night on the set.
Oh, how good is that? Well, this 8-ball, which could really, as Liam rightly says, spin the night upside down if Kristi Caulfield can nail this. That is money from Kristi Caulfield.
Take a bow.
He looked like he was absolutely nowhere there, did Kristi. But this shot is a little bit of wizardry. That's so good.
It's unbelievable, especially in the context of how his night's gone so far. He's shown huge minerals there on that 8-ball to get that.
Yeah, absolutely, because it wasn't just that shot. The yellow after it wasn't exactly straightforward when you factored in getting nicely as you could on the 8. And then an 8 ball down the rail, when your last shot down the rail, you jawed. That is some serious cojones from Caulfield.
And that will spur Phil on, as we see.
He's ripped that break.
Yeah.
Just sense it a little bit, can't you? The momentum in the building, just kind of tilting back towards the left side of the arena.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Phil. He's not. He's got a bit of trouble here, and it's not an easy starter. He may have to elect to pull back, but it's Phil. He isn't going to pull back.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the meaning of that. He's cut from the same cloth as his partner. They will go for everything.
And to be honest, he has gotten out. So this is the key shot. He's got to leave a nice angle on the yellow for the next shot. He's just left that angle, so he's going to roll this yellow in, side rail where he put his cue ball, where he's just put his cue, and he's going to try and nudge into the red.
Ooh, that'll do. It's not exactly how he cooked it up, but it's not the end of the world.
No, he may have to commit on this part now. If he can't hold the cue ball, he does have an alternative, and to take the yellow long to the bottom left. But it's not easy. So it looks like he's gearing himself up for a thin clip on the yellow, but cue ball's travelling, needs a bit of luck.
Oh, he's gone for the double. Is it going to fall? It thought about it. Probably shouldn't have. Just caught the top cushion a little bit high up. But it really thought about falling. It's more in than out, that pocket.
Yeah, but this is Scott's bread and butter. He very good at converting these frames into wins when the opponent makes a mistake. His decision he's got to make is, does he play short position on the red to the top right, or he could even play a loss of turn or a skill shot. That's a nice shot. He's left himself an angle. Just going to stun up to the left-hand side of the table as we look. And this is the key shot for the frame now. Can he get position on the red?
Less than 9 minutes to go.
It looks like he may have too much angle, but can he control it and just pinch the cue ball?
Oh, he was looking to get rid of that yellow, I think, wasn't he? Was that the plan there?
I think so, yeah. But now he's gonna look to play on for the skill shot, which he's got history with him.
I mean, if you ever wanted someone to make you a combo, Scott Gillespie would probably be quite high up your contact lists, but this combo just got probably about 50% harder by not being in line with it.
Yeah.
He wanted to be dead straight on this, and you'd back him to make it probably 10 times out of 10. This one got a little bit more difficult now.
Yeah, because it's the position for the 8 ball as well, which makes the shot harder. You may elect for the double.
In it goes.
What a huge shot that was.
Could be semi-final defining. Scott Gillespie doesn't miss those 8 balls.
And that's a dagger to the heart of Parkin and Corfield.
It does feel like a dagger, that frame, doesn't it? Just to arrest the momentum, which was very much tracking, it felt like, in Kristi and Phil's direction. Phil's double-jawed, Scott's fell. And those are the margins.
It's been an entertaining semi-final, full of twists and turns. It's been a good watch.
Good standard as well.
Huge break from Scott coming up.
Still time for Kristi and Phil to turn it around. Remember, they are 1-0 down in sets. They must win this set, and that would get them a 6-red shootout. Scott Gillespie absolutely larrups that break. But just from first look here, I don't know if it's a particularly kind split. You couldn't hit them much better.
No, and they've got a decision to make of how they tackle the yellow on the left-hand side of the rail. Now, they could pot the yellow to the top left and stun into the red and be on it, or they could just land on a double if they wanted. Elected to go reds. I think it's Shaun's pulling back and he's using the clock, and that's clever. Shaun's weighed up the situation. They're 2-1 up. 5 minutes left, knowing the draw's good enough to take them into the final. And he said to Kristi and Phil, why don't you take out a tough finish?
His percentage pull. But when have Phil Parkin and Kristi Caulfield ever bowed at the altar of percentage pull?
Exactly, and this is the key shot coming up. And Phil's got the decision for Phil is, do you play off the yellow into the corner and go into it, or do you land on a double? I think they have to wait and just commit to the developing shot now. He has, and he's missed it.
The call pays off, it seems like, for Shaun and Scott.
Not sure what Kristi's found.
Tries to tie it up. And actually, if anything, he's actually made it quite nice on reds, who now only have 1 bad ball. And if they don't have to play the 1 to left centre, they can use it to break out the 8. But it looks like they're going to play it straight away. That won't fall. Little surprised. That felt a bit tentative for me.
Yeah, it's they've got a chance. I think the yellow that's closest to the red does go into the corner. They've got to play the shot. Oh, just in time.
Lost a turn it is. I think the sound in the arena there looks like it must have been Shaun Storry's. It's his shot. He's still on the shot clock. Not often. I don't think I've ever seen that. I was about to make a joke about how someone's due to wake up in the audience. It turns out it was Shaun Storry. First time anybody's declined a call on a 15-second shot clock.
This is playing into Shaun and Scott's hands.
Yeah, there's no impetus on them to go whatsoever. They're going to carry on slowing it down. Kristi and Phil need to win 2 frames. They've got 3 minutes and 22 seconds and ticking to do it. It might be able to have a dip here. Oh, look at the side take there.
He's going to be on it. Not on it. Don't believe.
I think they're on the 1 to top left. But there's some serious work to do here. But they just don't have any other choice. They've got to go for them.
Yeah, I just don't see how they can get out, develop one and hopefully land on it. Here we go.
How's your luck?
It's a shot.
It's not bad, and actually being over the pocket, does it give them some options here? It does. Hello. Oh, I don't know if this doubles. It's mighty fine.
It's hard, is he? Thin cut to the middle. They haven't got time to work it out.
Oh, it is the thin cut. Are they on the 8 ball?
It's a great
Oh,
shot.
this would be a naughty, naughty out if they find a way from here. What a finish from Kristi and Phil to stay alive in the semi-final. That is unbelievable. And they have 2 minutes to find another frame to take us to a 6-red shootout. And you can see the reaction there of Scott Gillespie, which basically says, well, fair play.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do about that?
I need to lie down. Shaun will be wishing that alarm didn't go off.
But the thing is even though that happened, he played a completely fine, containing safety. But Kristi and Phil just hit the switch, and that right there is why those two are must-watch TV whenever they play. Kristi smashes the break. He's got a ball. He will have a chance. 2 minutes to win this frame, and we will go to a 6-red shootout for the Pairs Cup semi-final one.
If Kristi can hold himself together here, because his adrenaline must be going, these reds should be gone.
He actually probably needs to slow down. 1 minute 45. He wants to try and use the beeps here.
Yeah, he's losing the cue ball a little bit. I think he's pumped up a little bit too much.
Yeah, he doesn't want to rush, because also he doesn't want to give the break back to Shaun and Scott, who could golden break to tie the set. It's a very good recovery pot. Goodness me, that's a very good recovery pot. And he's going to have to keep on digging. The Kristi Caulfield shovel is already filthy.
This is up there with this one's the toughest. This shot.
He's going to keep on digging. What else is he to do? Minute and 4 seconds left. Oh, this is special.
This is unbelievable pool.
This is so special from Kristi Caulfield.
I think this is the best comeback version of pool I've ever seen.
Well, the 3 frames they're about to win have all been highlight reel frames. This to lead the set with 30 seconds to play. Unbelievable from Kristi Caulfield.
What a show.
That's absolutely ludicrous. And Scott Gillespie again has a look on his face. He's a bit shell-shocked out there. I don't think he can quite believe what he's seen.
100%, and we're odds-on favourite for a 6-red shootout. The only thing we've missed so far in this match is a golden.
Oh, now you mention it. Because that is what all the eyes are now on. We've got precisely, I believe, 29 seconds left. Which isn't really, I mean, it's world record pace for a break and clearance. But that's not what Shaun will be targeting here. I mean, he'll give it a go if he doesn't make the 8 ball, don't get me wrong. But he's going for the golden break. And if he gets it, it will be they who tie the set. Each team will get half a point. And then Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie will be in the Pairs Cup final. Scott holds his breath. Shaun Storry feathers the cue ball. Golden break the target. Eight ball moving. I tell you what, he's taken a couple off. He couldn't, could he? 25 seconds. If he clears these, he goes to the final. He's very, very good at quick finishes, Shaun Storry. But even he is going to struggle with these.
Oh, I don't even know if
I just think the balls are moving too much. 10 seconds. Well, you wouldn't have been far away. It's a brilliant effort from Shaun Storry, but he's going to fall a little bit short. And we're going to go to a 6-red shootout to find out who's going to go to the Pairs Cup final for 2025. Oh, what a match that was.
Absolute pleasure to be on the commentary and be able to tune in. I hope everyone's enjoyed that at home and in the arena. That was up there with one of the best matches of pool I've ever seen.
That second set recovery from Phil Parkin and Kristi Caulfield, I'm not sure I've ever seen 3 frames, one in succession, that good. They were all contenders for clearance of the year.
And the question now is, obviously coming into this, you'd have put Shaun and Scott as favourites in the 6-red shootout, but the way the momentum's just swung, I think you have to now put Phil and Kristi. Looks like Phil and Kristi have won the lag, but they've chosen to go first.
Which is a big call, but I like it.
Yeah, they're just riding the wave, aren't they? They're on the train.
And it would sort of feel fitting if they did something silly on this 6-red with the momentum they've built up over the last 20 minutes.
If they can, I think the key here is just set a time, put the pressure on.
Each team gets one check of the rack. Phil Parkin is happy. It'll be Kristi Caulfield to break. Scotch, 6-red shootout, which means alternate shots. 6 red balls, pot them all. Quickest time wins. Cue ball and object ball must be stationary. The rest may still be moving. Kristi Caulfield to break off. The winner of this goes to the Pairs Cup final. To set the time. Great break. Kristi Caulfield directing terms.
The key shot's the one on the rail.
It is. They're going to save it to last. They're going to need to make a double, essentially, to post a good time. This needs to go in. Oh, and it's missed.
He's trebled it. He's trebled it.
Is he going to make the quad? Of course he is. But the time it took to travel is going to cost them the time. That's the issue. And Kristi Caulfield knows that that's the issue. It doesn't really, in all truth, it might not matter that they've made that fluke because it took 4 seconds to track up the table.
Yeah, but that's just literally kept him in with a shout.
Yeah, it's kept them breathing.
Yeah. And that doesn't go in, they're out. This match has had everything.
I mean, can you imagine if they win it by half a second and that's the shot that took him through? I mean, it's a crazy fluke because he's missed the double by half a foot.
And the thing here is, obviously, Shaun and Scott need a split on the reds. If they get a good split, you fancy them to get out. But if they miss one ball, the pressure's on. Sorry,
Liam. Confirmed time is 29:52. Shaun Storry won a 6-red shootout at the weekends with a time in the high-ish 30s. Both of these two have got good records of doing good 6-red shootouts. This is their first time together, though. And I wonder, 29:52 does require some beating. It's a lovely break, and here they go. They just had to wait for one to settle. Burned 5 seconds off the break.
The favourites here, stun shots. This is the key.
Economy of movement with the cue ball has been the key, and they're going to do it. This red for the final for Scott Gillespie and Shaun Storry. In it flies. Kristi Caulfield and Phil Parkin fall at the semi-final stage. Autopilot and Goobsy have made the final. What an absolutely epic match that was. And the only thing that I want to tell you right now, Liam and everyone at home, we've still got 2 more matches tonight. We'll see you after the break.